Let's get ready to rumble!
Official Chaos Council podcast. Where's your king?
Hey, what's up, everybody? And we got our boy, Dragon Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpion in the house.
Burning villages.
Yeah, eating your livestock.
Okay. Our first topic is going to be dice.
Yeah. What the hell have they been up to? Naughty.
Well, let's just say, hopefully they won't get prison time for actually breaking into a national park.
Oh, it does make me laugh because when I actually first saw that article, I thought, what have you done? You don't go and do stupid thing like that without getting permission. It's a federal bloody park. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There are trees and plants there are well over 6,000 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you go into that park, you normally have a guide to go with you because it's a national park. For them to break into that park without my permission, they're screwed. Because
Yeah, they are screwed. Very.
one, it's a federal offence to go into that park without permission. Two, they're facing jail time if it is true. So, you know what I mean? That's just you bunch of idiots.
Well, you know, Dice just better pray that it's not true, because if it turns out to be true, they're going to be in a world of shit.
Oh, yeah. They might as well get the bloody butt plugs, you know what I mean? Stick.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Very true.
It won't be the whole obviously it won't be the whole company that go to prison, you know what I mean? But it's it'll only be the ones that go. The only ones that go to prison are the ones that actually went on the park in the first place. You know what I mean? Without permission. So yeah.
Yeah, they did. Like, they actually went in the park with an unauthorized permission from, you know, the people at the park.
Yeah, they should have got permission. Well, they should have gone. Well, I don't know. I can't remember if you have to go to the. I don't know if you go to the Federal Bureau or the National Park Foundation itself to get permission to go on that land. But if they,
I would probably say the National Park Foundation. And one reason why I say that is really because if they did break into the park, then yeah, the federal government will be on their asses like white on rice. But uh, duh, 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 duh. I just hope that it doesn't turn out to be true. Is what what I really want to say. Just hope that it don't turn out to be true.
Yeah, I mean, if it is true, then Dice are practically screwed.
Yeah, yeah, they are.
No,
They are.
not only will the Dice company get sued for that, big time, but the ones that actually went into the park itself and took photographs and looked around are facing
Hmm.
are facing jail time.
Yep, they are.
There's no
They
doubt
are.
about that. Absolutely no doubt, because you don't go on a federal park without permission,
Yeah,
especially when it's protected by law.
yeah, that is true. That's very true. Okay, let's see. Next topic. All right. Let's talk about the Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
Now, I want to know. Um, I know it's gonna be a killer of a movie when it comes out.
killer.
It's gonna be a killer of a movie.
I think he's going to break box office, to be quite honest.
But what I can't understand is like with a movie trailer, they had bought all the tickets out.
Not all of them. From the last article was 6.5 million tickets sold already,
Whoa,
and that's impressive.
very impressive.
So you're probably looking at them probably about 20, maybe $30 million already
Mm-hmm.
gone into that film just on tickets alone. Plus you got the rest of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Jurassic World, right? That made 50 million in 4 days. Now,
Yeah.
they're estimating that Star Wars will make 600 million on box office weekend.
Well, I can see that happening though. I can definitely see that happening.
It'd be a miracle if it does. Because I'll say
Yeah.
that if that
Well.
can make it if that can like make 600 million in 2 days or even a day, damn. You know what I mean? That's going to be like a world record.
Yeah, it will be. It will be. It will be. It really will be. I mean, that movie. Now, Harrison Ford is in the movie. Mark Hamill is in the movie. Carrie Fisher is in the movie. I mean, I'm just glad to see that those actors had came back to the Star Wars franchise, even though they are up in age. They're
Yeah.
up in age,
Oh yeah.
but still got it. They still got it.
Oh, Harrison Ford's in what, 75 now, 76?
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand why they're making the trilogy pretty fast, because if they're going to include him in every film,
Yeah.
and obviously they got to do the films back to back.
Yep. True. True.
Because he's at an age. Harrison Ford's at an age now. He's not really he's not getting any younger, is he? So
No. No. He's getting older. Now, Carrie Fisher, she's like,
70.
ain't no telling how old she is now.
She's 60 odd, I think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have to look that
But
up.
she still was beautiful when, like when she was much younger.
She was every nerd. She was every nerd in Teenage Dream, mate.
Huh?
She was every nerd, right?
Yeah.
Every teenager's wet dream
Yeah. True.
back in the day. You know what I mean? Especially when she put on that bloody that
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 outfit.
bikini.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that bikini in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. I mean, damn.
Everybody, I mean, every guy out there was probably saying to themselves, "Oh my God, Carrie Fisher is hot." Yeah, she was hot in that bikini though. That's one reason why those guys probably fantasized about her so much.
I wouldn't be surprised if freaking people didn't have like a sexual fantasy with things like that. And they go,
Oh my God, man! You already know quite a few guys probably have. Quite a few probably have.
well, they probably are. You know what I mean? Because you know, probably at that age, well, they probably get their girlfriends to dress up like that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
sexual Star Wars fantasy type of thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, true, true.
Uh,
Yeah, very true.
no, she's only Carrie Fisher is only 59.
Well, yeah, I think she's 59, but when I had looked her name up, I think she's like 60 years old now.
Yeah, that would have been yeah.
Mark Hamill, I ain't no telling how old he is, but man, now when I seen his pictures, in one of his pictures, he kind of resembles the Joker a little bit, man.
Because he's the voiceover for Joker. Then
He
the
resembles Joker.
yeah, the animated film. You know, the animated film with the Joker.
Yeah,
That's Mark Hamill.
yeah, I know. I know that was his voice though.
You should
But
see.
he sounds just like the Joker though, man.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't get it. I don't know why they don't get him to play the Joker in a film. You know what I mean? Because I think it would be awesome. All they got,
Yeah.
what they got to do is just obviously give him a bit of like, what they call prosthetics. Like give him like a longer chin and like broader face. You know,
Yeah.
makeup stuff like that with like, was it the rubber things they use for a face just to get the face right. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
be awesome. Especially with that voice, you know what I mean? The perfect voice for Joker, and he's got it, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he totally brings out the Joker's demeanor, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. His demeanor and his presence and the very essence of the Joker. Yeah,
Yeah,
I understand what you're
the attitude of it.
saying. Yeah.
It's like in the Batman game, the first original one, when you're walking through Arkham,
Mm-hmm.
get that phone call saying someone's phoned up, and you hear the Joker saying, acting like a receptionist, and like she's asking for someone, and he says, "Oh, hold on a minute, I'll just go and get him." And then the next minute he comes back, he says, "How many pieces do you want?" I'm thinking, you fucking sick bastard, you know what I mean?
Oh man. The original Batman game was just crazy though. I mean, now Batman Arkham Asylum, it was real good.
Yeah.
Batman or Arkham City was good. Arkham Origins was good.
I had
Arkham.
a bit of a complaint actually with Origins. I don't think it quite had the standoff that the other ones did. I like it because it's the very beginning, isn't it? It's the very beginning trilogy, but
Yeah.
I thought the first game was brilliant.
Yeah. I think Arkham Asylum was really good though. That one right there was good.
Yeah.
It didn't have the Riddler in it. It just had his voice in there.
Mm.
But the Riddler was in Batman Arkham Knight.
Yeah. That's what I kind of liked about it as well, because yeah, it kind of had. I mean, Penguin was in the first game.
Yeah.
He was definitely in the first game. I'm not sure about Harvey Two Face though. I think
Mm,
Harvey Two Face was in Arkham City.
yeah.
I remember him being in Arkham City because you have to fly over the city and take him out in the I think it's the courtroom.
Mm-hmm.
But then he comes back. He comes back in the Arkham Knight.
Yep.
And that was kind of predictable.
Yeah, it was. It was. I mean, we kind of expected Harvey Two Face to come back in Arkham Knight anyway.
But it's,
Everybody expected.
it was just it's the whole thing with the story with the Knight himself, not Batman, the Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
That was predictable.
Well, I mean, now Jason Todd, it was predictable because I mean, like I kind of figured it out that it was him, saying how that he was Robin a long time ago, and
Mm.
he was left in Arkham Asylum for over a year, and Joker had tortured him, twisted his brain. I mean, twisted his mind beyond repair.
Yeah. So this is what makes me think. With obviously I forgot to mention the other DC film that's coming out,
What DC film was that?
Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Batman are in that, but I think it's a cameo.
Yeah.
Batman is in that film, but he's
As
not.
a cameo.
He's only as a cameo because it'll take the limelight away from the actual team itself. But
Yeah.
the Joker in the film, I've got a funny feeling that's Jason Todd. A lot of people have been. It's only a rumor, but a lot of people have been saying it.
Yeah.
It could be the Joker. You know what I mean? Because he's antagonizing Batman, which you can see in the Batman v Superman movie. You know what I mean? With the antagonizing friggin' messages.
Yeah.
You know, especially with the bit where you see you couldn't even save your family. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like the ha ha ha, the joke's on you on Robin's battle suit.
Yeah. Hmm.
He's antagonizing.
Well, I mean, now I think Batman looks more darker and more, visceral, and in the Superman versus Batman movie.
Yes, because I said to you on the article that you posted, what it is they didn't. Zack Snyder said at the beginning of the making of the film that they didn't want. They said it was what was the point of
Going back and telling the origin story.
yeah, he said what was the point of actually doing that when everyone knows the story already of Batman? You know what I mean? It's been told so many times. So what they did was they reversed it. So basically, what we're getting in Batman versus Superman is a semi-retired Batman that's battle worn. He's
Mm,
been basically fighting crime for years, and just become more dark in himself. You know what I mean? Becoming angry because obviously the Joker has done something to really piss him off.
yeah.
Right?
Man.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's just the Joker is constantly like hounding him. You know, like
Yeah.
starting to feel as if him, because he's obviously sees Superman as a bigger threat as well, because obviously Superman could destroy the world.
Yeah.
Uh, he's using his own anger towards the Joker to fuel his fight against Superman,
Yeah. Hmm.
and at a more aggressive, more what's the word for it? Lost his humanity.
Yeah.
Come
But
to
I'm kind of like on the fence of why Lex Luthor needed Superman, and then you got Zod's body that was in LexCorp. I mean, what are they gonna do with Zod's body?
I think it's Doomsday.
Are you guys talking about the Batman Superman movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, especially with DC doing their own universe now, although they're playing catch up to Marvel.
Mm.
Mhm.
Do you actually think it could be Doomsday?
What, the Batman Superman movie?
Yeah.
You're talking about they bringing the Doomsday character in.
Yeah, because because when you see in the clip, you see Zod's body, you see Lex Luthor with the kryptonite, so they're obviously taking Zod's body into a laboratory somewhere. And I read somewhere that something happens to his body that reawakens some sort of Kryptonian gene in his body.
That's a possibility, though. I mean, I haven't seen anything. I have to look at the trailer again, but that is a possibility.
Because there's a lot of, if you look at the trailer, there's a lot of destruction going on, as well as you see a lot of, there's something.
Explosion in the trailer, though.
Yeah, it's like something is like literally ripped out of LexCorp's laboratory, you know what I mean, and just totally gone on a path of destruction, you know what I mean? And it's,
Yep.
you know, this is as well as the fight scene you see with Wonder Woman. She's fighting something.
Right, but yeah, but she's gonna get her movie after the Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that though. I heard about that.
Yeah, a solo film. I think what DC are trying to do is they're not. I don't know whether it's a mistake or not, because with Marvel, they brought out all the characters first before they made a big, massive team-up movie, didn't they? You know what I mean, with the Avengers.
Right, but I think DC was trying to get the Justice League movie out first, and they ran into troubles with the writer's strike, and then the Green Lantern movie didn't take off and everything.
Yeah.
And I think Marvel beat them to the punch. I mean, we're now past we're now in the phase 3. They have their shows that connect with the movies, although DC doesn't seem to be going in that direction at all.
No, they're keeping their series separate, which is
right.
Because I've read somewhere that Stephen Amell, the one that plays obviously Green Arrow now in the Arrow series of season 4, he's trying to push for a Justice League TV series.
Yeah, I feel that's just. I feel like Marvel did it right because of the whole. It's connected together, though. I mean, some were hit and misses, but it's a better job than what I think DC's doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I admit though, I'm not. Well, all credit to DC. I think from the trailer with Batman vs Superman, I think he's made a masterpiece there.
Oh yeah, I mean, it looks like it has a more. I think the DC movies are being a little bit more grounded in realism more than what the Marvel ones are.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that with Marvel. They're more comical.
I kind of realized that with DC though, that they're trying to make their movies more realistic than Marvel. I kind of agree with you there, Brian.
Well, DC's been more adult, isn't they? You know what I mean? DC's always been a very adult teenager to adult orientated, where Marvel has been more younger teenager to kid. It's more the kids' age. You know what I mean? Generation.
That's true, but I mean, if you look at the Daredevil TV show, that's not very like kid friendly or anything like that.
No, that's
no, it's not.
I mean, that's why they're getting away with it being kind of R-rated, really, with Netflix.
Right, and keep in mind though, remember, Disney also has Touchstone Pictures, which is sort of like their thing targeting towards older audiences, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so I mean, obviously, you're not going to see like the Punisher in the same field with Mickey Mouse at all. Yeah, that will never happen.
That would be
Very
funny.
true. Very true.
That would be funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think even the people, the creators of Kingdom Hearts, says like, don't expect to see Wolverine and Mickey Mouse in the same page anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing, actually, with Wolverine. Do you feel that, oh, bloody, what's his name? Jack Hugh, bloody Jack Hugh. Yeah. Do you
Hugh
think?
Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. Do you think he's right for him to like leave the franchise, or do you think he should carry on doing that?
The nerdy part of me wants to say he should continue on, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I can understand why he wants to, move on and do other things. I mean, I don't blame him. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is going to eventually retire as being Iron Man. I may not like it, but I understand why he wants to move on and do other things, even Chris Evans and so on.
I think what Marvel needs to do right now, because he's doing obviously because Hugh Jackman's not going to do any more of the Wolverine films. I think they should do an R-rated film of it.
Well, I mean that is possible. I mean they'll have to find someone who will replace Hugh Jackman, that's for sure.
Well, they're saying that the possibility of what's his name, Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could do it. I mean, he was great in Mad Max this year.
Although he wasn't really the kind of. The only trouble with that film was it's just he didn't feel like the Mad Max we know.
Well, I mean, bear in mind, Mel Gibson.
Mad Max, though, it really did.
Well, bear in mind, Mel Gibson was supposed to star in this new Mad Max movie, but the whole trouble he got in from his anti-Semitic comments and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't actually hear about that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think the movie was. I thought it was one of the best R-rated action movies I've seen in a while. I don't know if I would call it movie of the year, but I certainly thought it was the best R-rated movie I've seen for a while.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't the best movie, but it was good, though.
For me, as a film reviewer, it felt more like Charlize Theron film than Tom Hardy's.
Well, like it or not,
Was in that movie though. Yeah, I agree with that.
well, like it or not, they are moving on forward with a sequel and possibly a spin-off.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard about it, Bryant. I heard.
Yep.
May not like it, but I might probably go see the sequel and probably wait for the spinoff to come out.
Have any of you seen the new Star Wars trailer?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
My jaw nearly hit the floor.
Yeah.
I
suppose you also heard about the hashtag boycott Star Wars thing that came out.
Oh, what a fucking idiot.
Yep. The whole yeah. Yep, they don't like the fact that the main character is black and they think it promotes white genocide.
What the fuck?
Oh my God! Come on.
Yep, that's true. I read about this. Apparently they think that it's going to promote genocides against white people, and they don't like the fact that the main character is black. Never mind that James Earl Jones voiced Darth Vader, and Billy Ray Dean played Lando Calrissian, and Samuel L. Jackson played Mace Windu.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But
why in the world people would think that it's racist for the main character in Star Wars to be black?
That's kind of a racist comment right there, though, isn't it? From the guy who freaking said that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who have no life whatsoever.
Oh, okay,
you had Billy D. Williams in Return of the Jedi in the original Star Wars.
Yep. Okay, that's his name. Okay.
Actually, he was in the second one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in Empire Strikes Back. Then you also had Samuel L. Jackson, who played Mace Windu in Revenge of the Sith.
Right, the prequels, Star Wars prequels.
We played in all of them, didn't we? Master Windu.
Yeah.
I mentioned Darth Vader, for Christ's sake, you know what I mean? I know it was only a voiceover, but come on.
James Earl Jones, who voiced Darth Vader.
Yeah, it wasn't actually James Earl Jones in the suit itself. He just done the voiceover because the guy that was in the suit, apparently his voice wasn't up to scratch playing the part, so they brought in James L. Jr. to do the voiceover, which was the perfect choice to do it. But how can you turn Star Wars into a freaking racist bloody film? You know what I mean? I mean, come on.
Because they don't like the fact that we have our first black president. That's what I'm guessing.
Well, no one. I'm not being funny, but no one likes Obama.
Hey, I don't hate him. I don't agree with everything he did, but I certainly do not hate him like that much, like some of those idiots do.
Well, a lot of people were saying he's a traitor.
A lot that don't even like the president of the United States. A lot of people are really against Obama. You got the Republicans that are really against him.
You know
Every
what?
time when Obama comes up with like new ideas and new plans for, for the public, he's trying his best to do everything good for the public, but you got Republicans that are fighting against him.
No, correct that. That's Tea Party Republicans.
Yeah. You know why?
Tea Party.
You know why, don't you? Because Obama is Muslim.
Actually, no, he is actually Christian. They just because his middle name is Hussein, they suddenly think he's Muslim, and they make that sound like that's a bad thing, despite the fact that I've known some people who are Muslim who are not bad people as the Tea Party thinks.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of history. I think there's a lot of American history that's been kind of like toned down a little bit.
Well, I mean, you can't tone down certain parts of American history. I mean, like, you can't tone down slavery. I mean, it happened. There's historical facts about that. You can't ignore that part of history.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, like, just like denying slavery never happened is like if you're just denying the Holocaust never happened. That's pretty much what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, if I were to go up and say, oh, slavery never happened, I'm sure you would be outraged and offended, just like as a Jewish person, I would be offended if someone say the Holocaust never happened.
Oh, the roast for that.
Well, I agree on that one, Brian. I really do, man. I agree with you on that. Those are valid points that you brought up.
Right. So, I mean, like, I think some of the hatred against Obama is, like, way extreme. Now, I don't agree with him on certain positions, but I certainly don't hate him just because he has the middle name Hussein or he's black or anything.
No. I think a lot of this racism is still carrying on over from the bloody from the ages that slavery was in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the only person that tried to stop it was obviously Abraham Lincoln. Was the only one to stop it, you know what I mean? And I'll tell you what, that guy, even watching, I read the history of him, but I watched the film as well with Daniel Day-Lewis, and that was
I saw that film. That was a good movie. I mean, it was. I enjoyed that one along with Bridge of Spies. You know, the ones that Steven Spielberg has done.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen Bridge of Spies yet, man. I mean, I wonder how that movie is.
I like it, though. I thought it was interesting. I like studying World War II and Cold War stuff, so I thought it was a very interesting movie.
Well, I noticed with Lincoln, he tried to stop the slavery, didn't he? He tried to free them from slavery, which obviously the other party didn't like, and that's what got him assassinated.
Well, yeah, I think historically, yes. Of course, now this time you have some on the right, I mean the far right, basically questioning, you know, the whole issue of slavery and all that stuff. It's just like, really?
I mean, this whole freaking racist thing and all this, like this racist war and all that, it should have bloody stopped by now. You think people would learn?
as the old saying goes, you teach your children to hate, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Well, yep, true.
This
That's
is-
true.
Have you seen this article on Dice, Brian?
What's this article about?
Apparently, Dice. Do you know they're making the Star Wars game?
Oh yeah, the Star Wars Battlefront.
Yeah. According to certain news, apparently they might have actually gone onto the U.S. National Park without permission.
Why is that?
Research. They did research on the game.
Yeah, well, I've been hearing that they've been getting some heat for their $50 season pass.
Yeah, I'm not happy with that.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm not. Well, first of all, I'm not big on multiplayer only games, and second of all, I'm paying $60 for a game, and now you want me to spend like what, $100?
Yeah. It's a joke, isn't it?
Passing DLCs? Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, it's the one thing that really pisses me off about the game, right? Because I'm a Star Wars fan. I've always been a Star Wars fan. You know what I mean? It's just something
I've been a Star Wars, for a long time. I mean, I love Star Wars.
It's for them to kind of like they've made a freaking spot on game with it, right? But like they're charging 60 quid for just a normal multiplayer game. Yeah. Yet they're charging another £50 for a DLC just to get an extra 4 maps that could have been in the game already, right? But it's not just the fact that they're charging 60 quid for just a normal freaking multiplayer game. Now, if they had a freaking like a single player campaign like they did with Battlefront and COD, yeah, that would be worth the money. But considering they're only paying 60 quid for a game, then having to pay another freaking 50 quid on top.
I'm wondering if they're going to turn it into like a glorified DLC shop, like what they did with Evolve.
Well, they did it with. It's just I've said it at the beginning. I can see it turning out to be like freaking Destiny.
Listen, now, to be honest, anytime when I buy a game, I always buy the game by itself. I don't even get the season pass or the DLC because I have no use for them.
I won't buy.
That's just me.
I won't buy a season pass unless the game's worth it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Destiny, to my opinion, I thought the Taken King really improved a lot of areas that Destiny kind of suffered on during the launch, though.
Mm.
Yeah, it did.
It's all that underhanded crap with it because it's like, first of all, the game cost what, 60 quid when it first came out. Then they're charging like 20 quid each for both the DLCs, House of Wolves and Into the Dark. And then they
which were not great DLCs from what I heard.
Then they charge another 25 quid for Taken King on top of that. And then a week later they bring out the entire bloody set with all the DLCs free.
Brought out the hard difficulty, King's Falls, and somebody had beat that difficulty in 1 hour.
No, 90 minutes, hey Planet.
Well, then there's the whole emo thing. The whole to get new emos, you gotta get silver. In order to get silver, you gotta pay real money.
See, when companies do that with a game, that's it. No, I'm not doing it.
My take of it right now is that if it's only on the emos and the cosmetics, I don't view it as big of a deal. That said, once they start putting up like certain armor and gear that you have to use the silver, that's where I think you're going to see a backlash emerge from that.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's the thing.
Definitely.
It's the thing with Dice, right? Is they're basically in the shit because if that rumor is true that they went into the U.S. National Park without permission, they're screwed.
Yeah. And I saw that article on Appy Gamer.
Because they're basically, you know what I mean? Because we said earlier on, didn't we? You know what I mean? It's like they're going into a U.S. federal park that's protected by law, and they had to have permission. But according to that article, they're saying they didn't have permission to go there. So DICE is back. If that's true, DICE is going to have the feds, the FBI knocking on their frigging doors. So they're in the shit.
Looks like they're gonna have to lawyer up.
Oh, lawyer up, bloody hell! I mean, they're going to get sued big time for that. Not only the ones that went in there, they're probably serving jail time.
If it turns out to be true, ooh boy, they might as well face the jail music.
Yeah, well, this thing with DLCs, right? Did you see that article with Payday 2?
Oh yeah, the whole backlash with the we're not going to put microtransactions in. And then suddenly,
They got caught.
Yep, they got caught lying. They got caught with their pants down.
Oh, it just makes me laugh, though. You know what I mean? It's like the CEO said, though. We promise we're not gonna ruin your game. We're not gonna put any transactions in or anything like that. Next minute, the freaking company freaking says, "Oh, we're putting freaking microtransactions." I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, but they suffered the backlash, and they're now pulling the microtransaction out. So to me, that's a win for consumers.
Backlash! God, they got hammered.
They got hammered, Brian.
Oh yeah, just like how Square Enix got hammered with that whole augment your pre-order crap. You know, turning that pre-order to crowdfunding.
Thanks for bringing that up, man.
Yeah, totally. It's this whole microtransaction thing. It's going to start killing the industry sooner or later.
Well, I think some point.
Transactions, to be honest, man. I mean, seriously, they just need to get rid of those microtransactions and stop putting them in video games, man. Just let the people have fun playing the games.
Right. I mean, to me, I'm not against the concept of DLCs, just as long as they're like done correctly. But I do agree with you with the microtransaction part.
It'd be alright. Fair enough if you're gonna if you're gonna make a full game without taking any parts out, because I'm not being funny. Most of us gamers that actually got a thinking brain can actually see what they're doing, taking parts out of the game to get extra money. You know what I mean? But if they made a full game, that's fair enough, because then giving us an extra DLC, that's fine. But when you're taking out stuff out the original launch game to make DLCs, that's where I'm going to draw the line.
Well, I think one of the best examples of a game I think that does the DLC right, at least this is how I'm looking at it, was the Hyrule Warriors game that came out last year.
Well, now that was the only game that did it right, though.
Yeah, I mean, they did the DLC and the season pass right. So there was enough content, even if you didn't buy the DLC, and the DLC was worth the price, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, see, I think, other gaming companies, they need to take cues from, people that has done it the correct way and not the wrong way.
Oh yeah. I mean, all right. Did you guys hear about, the latest NX rumors that have been going around?
Oh yeah, I had posted a video from YouTube about the Nintendo NX.
All right. I mean, I still think it's too early to make any kind of call what it's going to be, but my view is that I really think they are aiming towards that console handheld hybrid.
Yeah.
But the big question is going to be is how powerful is the system going to be? Are we talking about cutting edge, like it's going to be PS4 cutting edge, or are we talking about like going into the 4K cutting edge? So exactly how cutting edge are we talking about?
Well, the next generation of screen resolution is 4K.
Yeah. Listen, to be honest, I mean, from what I had read from it, now they did say that the Nintendo NX is going to be even more powerful than PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. So now, and Sony, they trying their best to make a much more enhanced version of the PlayStation 4. But I think what you had said, Brian, that could be to combat the Nintendo NX. So I really agree with you on that.
Well, my thing is that if the NX comes out, it's going to be interesting what Sony does with, the PlayStation 5 or Microsoft does with their next system.
I'll guarantee you, Sony will come out with something a lot more powerful than Nintendo.
Oh yeah, and that's going to be the big issue when those systems come out. How's the NX going to do against those systems?
Well, I think if if Nintendo can bring out a good quality console, that will bring them out of the state that they're in now.
Yeah, and right now I've also heard that some people are saying that Nintendo is claiming that the codename NX is going to be their quote third pillar. Of course, anybody that remembers when the Nintendo DS came out back in 2004, Nintendo used the same thing. They would say, "Oh, the DS is just our third pillar. We're still supporting the Game Boy Advance." And well, we all know how that turned out.
Yeah. I mean, the PS5, if they do it, well, I've heard that this was supposed to be the last generation that they're doing, but I can't see that happening somehow. But
well, all the arguments about this being the last generation is people thinking that mobile games are going to be taking over, and yet looking at the sales of the PS4, I kind of find that hard to believe.
nah, mobile games will never take over consoles.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I think
Happening though, I really don't. I don't see mobile games taking over.
Nah.
No, I mean, as much as I think mobile games can be good if you're just waiting in line for something, if I'm gonna play a full-fledged game, I'm gonna play it on my consoles or my handhelds.
Mm. See,
Yeah.
handheld's good for long journeys, like in the car or trains or anything like that. You know what I mean? But mobile games, no. Not even a chance of taking over the console market, because normally console market is probably one of the most highest markets in the gaming industry. I know. A lot of people will say, well, PC's got a higher gaming. You know what I mean? But a majority of people play on console.
Yeah, but although I will say PC will always have that advantage in terms of graphics and all.
Definitely would have the advantage because they can change their graphics card and they can change their RAMs as well. But
right, not with consoles you can't.
no,
I agree with you. I used to play PC games back in the day, so I really agree with both of you guys on that.
for a console to be par with a PC at the moment, it would have to rebuild its consoles and put a much higher engine in there. And obviously, the problem with a console is they're trying to look at the design of it and trying to put everything in a small, compact space. When you put in more technology, the more technology you're putting in, the more power you got to put in, which means you have which means you've got to put in the fan system to cool it down. Now, when you've got a limited amount of space, that's pretty hard.
Yeah, I just think with the PS4, I think I like it where it is right now. I know it's not a PC, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I know when I purchase a console, I'm not going to get graphics as close to the PC as it is. Let's see what else.
It'd be nice to get a console that plays at 4K, but then seeing the way the gaming industry is struggling now with games, it's
4K. Yeah, like the whole
I think if we did get a console that plays like 4K gaming, that would be pretty unique and pretty awesome, to say the very least.
Yeah, but with this industry, we've gotten people who claim that 60 frames per second is the way to go, but then they say, oh wait, no, 30 frames per second is good too, and a lot of the games I've seen have run at like 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
Well, now, not all games on both consoles might actually. Well, now some games can run at 60 frames per second, but it all depends on the developers of what they want to really aim at, how many how many frame rates they want in their game.
Sure,
If they
Right.
want,
sure ways you do get frame drops with 60 frames per second, but that's not because of the console. That's because of the way they've developed the game.
Right, and
Yeah.
so far I've seen only remaster games pretty much running at 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
I'm wondering whether they don't really have. I would say that they don't have the graphic necessary to make the games at 60 frames per second. Because there have been a few games that have been running at 60 frames per second, but most of the ones on the PS4 and 360 have been 30 frames per second, which is it's fine, but you're getting a low what he calls a low graphic setting.
Right, and that's one of my issues with this generation. It's like, okay, I'm you're for this generation, I could play my last generation games, but at 60 frames per second. But this generation of games, I can't play it at 60 frames per second.
You'd think they've built because they built it obviously with a PS4. You got a GDDR5 RAM, which is the highest bloody RAM you can get, which is basically the same RAM that's in a PC. Unless they've gone a higher one now. Plus, you got the 1 terabyte friggin' graphic hard drive, which enables the system to run high graphics. So why the hell are these games not running at 180 IP with 60 frames per second? It's
I
just,
think it's a case of raising the expectation way too high when the PS4 was announced, though.
yeah. I'm wondering.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm kind of wondering whether the gaming industry is struggling to catch up.
Listen, I mean, a lot of people keep on saying that Xbox One is vastly superior to PlayStation 4, but it's not.
I've been seeing a lot of the videos of like PS4 can run 1080p, Xbox One it only can do 900p and all that stuff. And to me, that sounds more like fanboys trying to defend their system, though.
It kind of makes them look stupid because if you actually look at the specs of an Xbox One, it's got a GDDR3 RAM.
Yeah, well, keep in mind this was all built around the idea of like all-in-one, this whole entertainment and all that stuff, and we all know how far that went for the Xbox One.
Do you know what? That's a mistake. That there, right, is why Microsoft
Seriously, all Microsoft has done is really roll out updates for the Xbox One. And to be honest, where are the games at, though? I mean, seriously.
The mistake that Microsoft done when launching the Xbox One is, all fairness to Phil Spencer, he's tried to bring back Microsoft's reputation, obviously, from the 360.
True.
But he's making another mistake by turning the damn thing into a media freaking console, when a console is about gaming, not media. It's just, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's because of those blunders, like I said before, it's because of those blunders that Nintendo and Microsoft did. I personally believe Sony won this generation.
But that's how they keep winning all the time, because Microsoft are not taking a leaf out of Sony's book. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like every time Microsoft gets a new console, they've got to freaking turn it into a media console. And I'm like thinking, well, what's the point of that?
Best to one up on Sony every time, man.
Well,
Every time when they, with brand new updates, they always try their best to one up on Sony.
it's pointless.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, though. I believe whatever this next system Microsoft's working on, one thing I personally think is going to happen is they're going to drop the Kinect.
Yeah, I think that's been their biggest flaw, really, because no one's hardly. I don't know if anyone's actually using Kinect anymore, are they?
Right. I mean, unless, of course, you're playing Dance Central or Fruit Ninja, I just don't see what other reason to use the Kinect for. I don't know how many people are using the Kinect.
Well, obviously they're either using it for the camera, aren't they?
Yep.
It's just
So basically, last week got plenty of games. The Dragon Quest Hero, the Yoshi's Woolly World, and I recently am trying out Wasteland 2 as well.
Yeah.
Now I heard Wasteland 2 was awesome. Awesome.
Well, I never played it on the PC, so I'm playing it on the PS4, and this is sort of my first time trying it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I might probably buy that game anyway from for the PlayStation 4 anyway.
Oh, the only thing I've been doing is concentrating on this bloody Mass Effect 3, trying to bloody beat the insanity mode on it.
Really, I've been concentrating on beating the Evil Within.
Well, you've done it on the insanity.
No, I'm trying to I think the normal difficulty setting. I'm just trying to get upgrade all my weapons so I could go on to some of the more difficult ones.
Yeah, you want to try Mass Effect 3 doing that. Oh, the amount of times I've lost my temper over this fucking week is unreal. It's like,
Yeah.
I know it's going to be challenging, right? But it's like I wasn't even halfway through the game. I was only a quarter through the game. You know what I mean? Yes, some parts are easy to get past, right, in insanity mode on Mass Effect 3, right? Soon as I got to that Reaper base, I just could not get past these bloody 3 Geth Primes. They were pissing me off. It's just like, when your AI character companions are just completely useless and they get killed all the time, leaving you vulnerable. These Geth Primes are throwing out these, like, Geth turrets at you. Then they're throwing out the Geth drones at you, you know what I mean? The combat drones. And you're stuck in the middle of that while trying to take these out, you know what I mean? And there's 3 of them. This is in insanity mode, and you get hit twice, that's it, it's game over. I tried getting past that 40 times the other day. I gave up.
If that drives you insane, try playing, like Bloodborne or like Dark Souls.
Oh, I played that Dark Soul, could not get on with it. I played it once, you know what I mean? And I thought, fuck this, I'm not playing this.
Bought that game yet, Bloodborne.
Oh.
But I might probably try Dark Souls 3 though.
Thing is that game is when you die, right? There's no save. There is a save point, but the only save point is getting past each fucking level. If you die in between that fucking level, you've got to go all the way back to the fucking beginning of that level to go through it all again. That's how fucking frustrating Dark Souls is.
Well, that's the whole point. The whole point is like it's like trial and error. Just that's how they were designing the game, though. You have to try as hard as you can, see how far you can go.
I mean, I'm all for a challenging game, but that's way over challenging for me. I'm just not that over, you know what I mean? I'm not that over like a hardcore gamer to that level of actually playing that game. That is extremely difficult to play.
So, are you guys excited for?
Like you die a couple of times, but like you have to try your best to get used to like certain patterns that the enemies throw at you.
Oh yeah,
that's the trouble. That's only the problem with Dark Souls is it keeps repeating it. It doesn't repeat its same like movement.
You can say the same thing about Bloodborne as well.
You know what I mean? They don't have a regular pattern. You die, they change their pattern, which makes it fucking harder to like know when they're gonna move or when they're gonna make a move. You know what I mean? It's constant. You gotta like constant keep yourself on the move. Trying to dodge.
Yeah, but you find different patterns. You gotta look at the way your enemy is attacking you, and try your best to find different patterns and different strategy and tactics.
Yeah, it's finding their weaknesses, which is hard.
Yeah.
So, are you guys looking forward to Fallout 4 coming out next month?
Yes.
To be quite honest, I know a lot of people are going to go, like that to me, but I'm not really a fan of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll give it a try. I mean, I never played the Fallout games, but I was anticipating Fallout 4, so I'll give it a try.
I played the first game, but I don't know, I just kind of got bored with it.
Well, I tried Fallout 3, and I kind of had a difficult time playing it. I don't know, it's because, Bethesda with the PS3 and 360 version, had a history of bugs and everything. But I feel that Bethesda has done a really good job this generation of consoles. I mean, Wolfenstein: The New Order and Bad Blood I like. The Evil Within. I'm looking forward to Dishonored 2, though. So I'm starting to sort of warm up to Bethesda, though.
Well, I mean, I like BioWare and Bethesda. I like both of those companies.
Well, BioWare, I think, has sort of done a good job with Dragon Age Inquisition. I mean, they've kept EA away from doing whatever crap EA's doing.
That's what makes BioWare games bloody brilliant.
Yep.
So now, BioWare, that company right there, they know what they are doing. They don't want no other company coming in and destroying their games. So I got to give them props for, standing up for their games, because that company right there is just awesome.
Right. Although I wouldn't be surprised, even though Peter Moore says that there are no plans for a remastered, I wouldn't be surprised if a Mass Effect trilogy or a Dragon Age, some sort of Dragon Age trilogy does happen eventually, though.
I think Mass Effect should be brought to the PS4.
Mass Effect and Dragon Age remaster trilogy for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I can definitely see that.
Despite what Peter Moore said?
Yeah. I think they should bring it. I think they should, in light of the Mass Effect 4 is obviously coming to the PC. I don't know if it's actually going to the PC, because there was a bit of controversy I saw with that. I don't think Mass Effect 4 is going to the PC.
I don't know why they wouldn't bring it to the PC. I mean, I'm sure there's an audience for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I read up somewhere when it first came out, they said they're not doing it for the PC.
That's just like Halo 5.
Yeah. I think they're only making it for the Xbox One and PS4. They're not bringing it to. They're definitely not bringing it to the old generation. The 360, the Xbox 360, and the PS3. They're not bringing it to that. It's only going on the new generation of consoles, which is why the graphics are, absolutely amazing.
Well, let's hope that's the case, because we all remember last year when Ubisoft said Assassin's Creed Unity can only run on the next generation of consoles, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah. I mean, with Mass Effect, obviously with Mass Effect 4, they're keeping it very...
It wasn't such a bad game, but I am a Assassin's Creed fan. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about that. I love the Assassin's Creed franchise, and I hope to buy Assassin's Creed Syndicate. So I mean,
Well, I'm taking a cautious approach. After what they pulled last year with Unity, I'm waiting to see whether or not they've learned their lesson or not.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, Brian.
Didn't they have a problem with the last one?
Really, with the whole, the bugs and glitches and the characters falling through the world map and all that stuff, and the missing face that became like a humorous thing.
Well, to be honest, now that was like the original game, but see, now the limited edition of Assassin's Creed Unity, they actually fixed everything in the limited edition, because I have the limited edition.
So they fixed everything in the limited edition, but screwed everyone else over. That's pretty much it?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Good. Customer service at its finest. Hey, if you get the limited edition, we'll fix everything. If you get the regular edition, screw you.
Kind of like Microsoft, isn't it, with the 360 Red Ring of Death.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
I think with Mass Effect 4, they're keeping
Now that was going to be my next topic, Mass Effect 4.
Yeah, they're keeping the protagonist of that game very hush hush, and I'm kind of wondering why.
Seriously, I want to know, is the child at the very end of Mass Effect 3 Commander Shepard's son? That's what I want to know.
Well, that's going to be interesting because, well, wait a minute. What if I'm not trying to make this sound like a negative thing, but what if you made your character, gay, like you can in Mass Effect, though? So then, how would that be like the son or something, or the daughter or whatever?
That was an optional thing.
Oh, making your character
Yeah.
gay.
Yeah.
So
That,
you're
the
so
basic,
if you're making your character gay, that means then the whole story's non-canon. Then is that correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically the default side of it would be the carry on story.
Okay. Well, I was thinking they would probably introduce a new character or something.
I don't know because that. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't know if you played Mass Effect 3 because I'm probably going to give away spoilers right now.
That's okay. It's okay.
The DLC for Mass Effect, which Mass Effect 3, I actually got them because it was a worth game. You know what I mean, for the extra story. But the Citadel story, now that one showed a bit more in what was actually going on, and I'll tell you what, it actually opened my eyes to the Mass Effect world and what the Elusive Man was actually doing. Because apparently there's not just one Shepard. He's cloned an entire freaking army of them.
So you're suggesting that the next character could be a clone of Shepard?
Yeah, because in the Citadel, you come face to face with your clone.
All right. Well, I mean, there's that whole controversy with the Mass Effect 3 ending with the whole DLC. Like, they just made the ending suck so you could buy more DLC to get the real ending.
No, they didn't actually. With the real ending, they didn't actually pay for that.
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
No.
Because I've heard some people were complaining about that, the whole Mass Effect 3 ending controversy, though.
Yeah, they were. No, the DLC's Leviathan was a story-based, obviously DLC. Then you had the Omega one as well, which was a part of the game. And then you had the last DLC, which was the Citadel one, which you can have your like a last party with all your crew members and stuff like that. But at the end of making that game, the controversy of that really, well, obviously with the fans kicking up a fuss about the ending, with the three colours and that lot being really shitty, BioWare had to do damage control. So basically, why they were giving out doing the damage control, they were giving out us free stuff, like the multiplayer stuff and all that like that. Why they were doing the free multiplayer, like maps, given to us for free, they were doing the proper ending to Mass Effect 3, which I think they should have done, I think they would have done in the first place if EA didn't rush them to friggin' rush the game out. See, I think that ending DLC that they gave us for free, I think was meant to be the ending, the proper ending of the game. But because EA rushed BioWare to get the game out, they obviously couldn't do that ending properly. So obviously they gave it us free. I mean, at the end, so you can't fault them for that. Because that extended ending version was a lot better than the original version that they gave us.
Oh yeah.
Because you see it before you run towards that beam, when everything blows up, you see the Normandy come down, and then two of your crewmates pick each other up, and they go on there. And then you see Shepard say the last goodbye to him, you know what I mean, before he goes up into that beam, up into the shoots up into the Citadel. You know what I mean? That scene actually made more sense than the original bit did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know. which I was happy with that because they done it. But I still think the ending could have been done a lot better than what they did with Shepard's ending, though. They
Well,
could
the
have
thing
had
is, I don't think it was basically they wanted a. I don't think it was people that wanted a happy ending. They just wanted an ending that just completed the story, and they felt like that's it. They didn't really complete it. They didn't conclude it or anything.
Cheated out of their, like beloved franchise.
Well, the thing is, with the multiple choice questions, that one, no matter what you would have done anyway, the outcome would have been the same anyway. Because
Right, and I think that's what upsetted a lot of people, though.
but then
Yeah.
you can't really have choices in the game and have a good ending when the Reapers are basically an unstoppable force. So you wouldn't have had a good ending anyway, even if you did go for a Paragon. You know what I mean? The ending would have still been the same. But I think if it was going to be the end, because it's the end of Shepard's story here, I think they could have done a funeral scene at the end of Mass Effect 3 for Shepard and not leave it the way they did.
I mean, they could have did like a military funeral for Shepard.
Yeah. I think they could have had a plaque, like a plaque or a statue of Shepard in the Citadel. You know what I mean? With all the races standing around it. A proper like send-off funeral to someone that's actually like brought all the races together and saved the galaxy. But it's like the way they've done it was like, you saved the galaxy, sod you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not asking for a happy ending, just a good, conclusion. Just like a good conclusion to the trilogy. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one, Bryant.
I'm kind of wondering where Mass Effect 4 will lead off from, because apparently it's in the Andromeda sector of the galaxy, isn't it?
Well, one thing for sure is whatever Mass Effect 4 is going to be, I hope BioWare does with what they did with Dragon Age Acquisition, which is, keeping EA away as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, they said there's about 100 worlds in it that you can actually explore. So whether we're going to see that or not, I don't know.
Well, it'll be interesting if they do pull that off, though. I mean, remember what happened with Watch Dogs and what Ubisoft pulled, and then we all saw what happened. So I'm a little cautious. I mean, it sounds interesting, but I am at the same time have to be cautious about it.
Well, they're saying that with this one, you're not exactly going into a battle like there was before. It's going to be a new trilogy with a new threat to the galaxy. So obviously, I don't know. They're portraying the crew as kind of like not space pirates, but space pioneers. Like when you go to a planet, you got to colonize in it. You got to when you're mining, you've got to build settlements and stuff like that on a planet. In each planet or something like that, I think they said. That's how you do it in the game. But apparently, it's about 100 planets you can explore. They said. But you're not.
Wait, so it's almost sounding like civilization beyond Earth or something.
Yeah, because you think about it, right? Basically all the relays have been destroyed, didn't they? From the third realm, so people are going to have trouble, are going to be stuck in certain areas of space, and they can't get back. So they're forced to live out their lives in that part of the sector. You know what I mean? The galaxy. So obviously it's going to be like a Mass Effect 4 storyline will be where 4, 5, and 6 will be building up a civilization in the other galaxy, while trying to explore what this new threat is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of artists. If you look at the artist drawings and that lot of Mass Effect 4, they are pretty stunning. And there are some worlds on there that look pretty interesting. That it's going to be like a proper like full-on fight. Not to mention, you're going to probably still have Reaper forces as well. Still,
Well,
you know, it depends.
Like I said, it all sounds interesting, but for me, it's a wait and see approach. see what the final product actually turns out, and if it lives up to what BioWare promises.
Yeah, I'm hoping it does because if it turns out to be like the first game did, they'll do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will do well.
You know,
Okay.
Brian
So
is right. You got to be very cautious, though.
Right. There are only a few companies I have support in terms of pre-ordering. Although they're not perfect, Nintendo is one of them. And like I said, I'm starting to lean towards, Bethesda and also Rockstar.
never
mean,
got
at
on
least-
those games.
Yeah. At least with Rockstar, they don't release it.
Good games anyway. I mean, shoot, look at the Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah, I mean, they don't release a Grand Theft Auto every single year. They take their actual time.
That's
Yeah.
what they do with games, though, isn't it? You know what I mean? Because basically, if you're going to rush a game, it's going to come out shit.
Right. I mean, look at the development time between Grand Theft Auto 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's been a good couple of years, isn't it, between them?
Oh yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, although I haven't heard anything, I wouldn't be surprised if they're thinking about ideas for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Be rushing it, though.
What I heard, now, I went to the Grand Theft Auto website, for Grand Theft Auto 6, and they're trying to keep it very hush-hush. They're not really revealing too much.
Well, that makes sense because I think I'm guessing maybe they want to iron out some things, check out some ideas, see what works and what doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's one reason why they, I think that's one of the main reasons why they are keeping everything hush-hush on Grand Theft Auto 6.
Right, I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 just got released for the PS4 and the Xbox One last year, and I think people are still playing that, so I don't think they want to reveal anything just yet, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're trying to keep everything quiet because they don't want to have any leaks, so they want to keep everything quiet about it.
Right. So the big question for me will be, are they planning, and when they do reveal it, are they going to release it for the PS4? Or do they think they might want to wait for the next generation, like PS5 or the next Xbox and so on?
Well,
I think it'll be a few years before they make the Xbox 5.
be a few years. Might be a few years before they start releasing any news on Grand Theft Auto 6 being for PS4 or Xbox One or PlayStation 5 or Xbox 2 or Xbox Infinity, or what you want to call it.
Yeah.
There's a thing I actually wanted to bring up. If you notice that Xbox has started to do their custom design box units now.
What are those exactly?
You know when you got a theme like a themed like a theme like Xbox, like PlayStation does it.
Oh, you mean like skins for your system? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, like Halo and Star Wars and all that, and they put the Darth Vader or something like that on the actual unit itself, not just on the box.
I mean, that's fine and all, but I'll just stick with just how it looks right now. But that's me though.
Microsoft have actually started to do it now, which I noticed the other day. So I'm wondering if they're taking note.
They started to copy what Sony is doing.
Yeah.
They did they did a skin console of Gears of War, and they wanted people to make a Cold Train rap video so that they can win the console.
So wait, they want them to make a rap video about the skins on their console?
Well, it's kind of like the actual console itself, right? It's basically got obviously the picture of the main character from Gears of War, right? And it's got the Gears of War logo on it. It's basically imprinted on the actual metal part, the left-hand side of the Xbox One. You know what I mean? It goes down the front.
On the disc tray part.
Yeah.
I'll just stick with how my system looks right now. I don't need to spend money on skins for my system.
I mean, it looks nice, you know what I mean? It's about time they did start doing it, but I think it kind of is copying because now, because they weren't doing it before, but now they are. It's funny how they're copying what Sony's doing, because now Sony's obviously outselling, outsold friggin' the Xbox One, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and this goes back to what I said earlier. It's the screw ups that both Nintendo and Microsoft did, and it's put them in that position. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. I personally do believe the PS4 won this generation.
Again, you know what I mean? It's kind of funny. Oh.
I mean, we're not doing no fanboyism. This ain't no fanboyism podcast.
No, I'm not.
'Cause,
I'm not making this as a fanboyism podcast. I'm just looking at the sales.
I'm saying it for the audience. I'm saying it to the audience.
Okay.
It's
This-
it truly is about time though that Xbox started doing it, because I'm not being funny to them. When you're starting to like put themed consoles out with a game, obviously with themed with the game, the artwork should be on the unit as well itself. Not just getting a plain bloody Xbox, black Xbox, you know what I mean, and with just the game itself. You should have it themed, and it's just when they weren't doing it before, and obviously they're doing it now, because obviously they're listening to what people have been saying.
Well, they did it with the Titanfall when that came out last year.
Yeah. I mean, especially a lot. Well, people buy two boxes at the same time. I don't know why. You only need one, but
They want the different skins, so they're buying one Xbox for this skin, one Xbox for the other skin.
it's just,
I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing if PS4 fans are doing that as well. One for the Destiny, one for the Star Wars one.
what is the point?
They already got one for Destiny and the other one for Star Wars.
I don't see the point in that.
PS4.
What are they going to do? Put it in a glass case? You know what I mean?
Nah, I'm talking about the skins for the for the bundles that they got right now.
Yeah. Well, it's a limited edition, isn't it? So they're only doing it for limited editions. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not doing it for the ordinary themed bundles.
See, I think I really do think that it's gonna be like a fierce holiday season for doing shopping. You know, a lot of parents gonna buy their kids like certain video game consoles. I think you might see parents buy their kids the PlayStation 4 consoles though.
Don't remind me of Christmas.
We might as well just jump to Christmas now. No one cares about Thanksgiving because after Halloween it's going to be all about Christmas.
Oh, fucking bah humbug.
Or Hanukkah, depending on which holiday you celebrate. At least for me,
As a kid,
I celebrate Thanksgiving and Halloween and Christmas. So
I mean, as a kid, Christmas was great. But now, when you get older and you got no kids, well, I've got 3 kids anyway, but they're not living with me. But you know what I mean. But it's,
yeah, you just said bah humbug, Gary.
Hey, you are. I didn't hear you.
Oh,
No, it's just like when you get older, Christmas just isn't the same anymore. It just feels like every other day, and I'm thinking, oh my God, just get over it, done with.
Yeah. No, the thing that bothers me is like, dude, we're not even past Thanksgiving yet, and we're talking about Christmas already.
Dude, tell you what, right? I said this to my mum the other day, right? This is only the end of October, right? We weren't even in September. The shops here in the UK are selling fucking.
hey Brian, what games are you gonna be pre-ordering though?
Can you repeat that again?
I said, what games are you gonna be pre-ordering?
Right now, the only games I have pre-ordered at this very moment are Xenoblade Chronicle X, Fallout 4, and Just Cause 3.
All right.
Yeah, I want that game, Just Cause 3. I'll play it too. I love that game.
Just cause I'm buying that game.
It reminds me of
Well,
it reminds me of that game Mercenaries.
yeah, and after EA destroyed it with Mercenaries 2, it would have been nice
Yeah.
to have like a third Mercenaries game.
Oh, they screwed that second game up. I think that
They really screwed the sequel up though. They screwed Mercenaries 2 up big time.
the first game was absolutely spot on, especially when you were able to get unlimited weapons.
Now, all right, the first Mercenary game was spot on and it was good, but by them messing, I mean they just really messed it up for a third game though.
yeah, I mean, with the first game, I used to love having that unlimited weapons in that game. You know what I mean? Because I used to use the nuclear weapon all the bloody time. I used to freaking love that weapon. You know, the bunker buster.
Oh yeah.
I used to love using that weapon. When I couldn't get past a bunch of enemies, I thought, sod you lot, bang, like that. just send in the bunker buster, you know what I mean? Just launched at them.
And yeah, so that's why I'm looking forward to Just Cause 3. It looks like, fun, mindless destruction, which isn't bad at times, though.
Yeah, I love it. I love doing that. Just causing mass.
I think now the character in Just Cause 3, he does like some awesome aerial stunts. I mean, he jumps off buildings on cars. Then he like has this grappling hook he shoots out at helicopters, which makes him glide in the air and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow.
Basically, to sum up Just Cause is basically you're watching a Michael Bay movie, watching shit get blown up.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
Fucking Michael Bay gets a lot of stick, doesn't he? Explode.
Oh yeah, Wade don't even like Michael Bay. Generic shooters. I almost forgot about that.
Well, I mean, like I said, the next game I'm also looking forward to is, the Fallout 4. I mean, I like the setting. I like the whole, it's how people thought in the 1950s this is what the future was going to be. And I think I think it will be an improvement over Fallout 3. It looks like it's going to be a big improvement. I mean, they have it helping working on, the first-person shooter mechanic parts of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done another game of Alone in the Dark.
Well, yeah, the game hasn't gotten great reputation, especially the way how Atari has handled it.
Yeah. I mean, the original, I think the 16-bit version was quite cool, but then they made her like her kind of like a 3D type, open world Alone in the Dark.
More, like a 3D type game though.
No, it was a platform game, wasn't it? The original game was a platform, but they made it into like an RPG type of game where you uncover a secret, but then all of a sudden, like the city completely falls apart.
Now, even though Sega and Atari won't be coming back, but seriously, I think those two companies really do need to come back, though.
Well, right now, Sega, at the very least, is just recently said that they want to win back the trust of consumers, and that's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting if they could actually pull that off, because after the crap they've been pulling over the years, especially with Colonial Marines and Sonic Boom.
Yeah,
I mean, they have their work cut out. I mean, it's going to be very difficult, but if they could pull it off, then that'd be great.
Alien Colonial Marines. Alien Colonial Marines actually damaged their reputation.
Well, yeah, but and Gearbox pretty much is saying that it's not their fault or anything.
No, it was Timeline.
No, it's not. It's not Gearbox's fault. It's not.
No, it was Timeline.
You mean Timegate?
Yeah, they got sued, didn't they?
No, actually, it was Gearbox that got sued along with Sega as well. because the claim was that Gearbox lied to consumers that they were working on the game and so on.
All right. Because I read up that Timegate Studios are no longer in business because they went bankrupt.
I'm not surprised because of what happened with Alien Colonial Marines, but I don't remember reading them being part of the lawsuit or anything.
Yeah, apparently it was because apparently Sega couldn't finish parts of the game off, so they sent parts of that game to Timegate Studios to finish off while Sega was working on something. But then the part that Timegate was supposed to be doing, they brought back, wasn't up to their scratch, what they wanted. So basically,
and they released it anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
They didn't have enough time to finish off the game. Sega had to improvise and make the rest of the game quick, and that's the end result we got. They were on launch.
Well, you also had the rumor that Gearbox may have taken money that Sega gave them to make Colonial Marines, and they took that money and made Borderlands 2. There's that rumor that went around.
Yeah, I heard about that rumor right there. I really did.
The game that the Alien Clone Wars game that they showed at E3 was fucking amazing. That would have been an awesome game, but the product that they gave us was not even nowhere near that.
That's why I'm very cautious about Horizon Zero Dawn and Doom 4. I mean, I want those games to succeed, but after Watch Dogs and Colonial Marines, I'm worried and wondering, is that really what we're going to get, or is that just pre-rendered, or is that just running on a high-end PC? So I'm a little cautious about those games.
Well, see now, I actually did some research on Horizon Zero Dawn, and now they are saying that game right there
is exclusive to PS4.
Well, no, it's not going to be screwed up. But what they are really doing, they're working around, polishing that game and well, basically they're polishing the game up, and they want to be real cautious that they don't put, false advertisement gameplay videos out there. So basically, they really want to be cautious, with the fans and everything, because they do have like Horizon Zero Dawn fans now. So they are working on the game, and they trying their best not to false advertise anything because they don't want to end up in a lawsuit.
Well, also they got to be careful that it doesn't become an Order 1886 situation where a video came out that basically said the game was about 5 hours long, and that damaged the reputation of that game.
Well, it was only 8 hours. It's about an 8-hour long game. The thing is, you got the cutscenes.
And to be honest, I mean, it wasn't really 5 hours long.
No, it was 8 hours. But
it's 8 hours long. It's not 5 hours long. It's 8 hours long.
Yeah, but you look at the cutscenes in between. You put the gameplay.
Yeah.
See, that cutscenes are like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, probably 10.
I mean, now, there are some quick time events in the game, but the game is not 5 hours long. It's 8 hours long.
No,
the criticism is that the person claimed it was 5 hours long because he did a speed run of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a speed run of the game, meaning that he probably played the game extremely fast.
Which means
he wanted to.
That means to cut out the cutscenes.
Huh?
That means he's cut out the cutscenes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The game itself, the actual gameplay, is probably about 5 hours long. The rest of it, probably the 3 hours on top of that, is cinematics.
Yeah. Well, that's sort of the criticism. Well, that's sort of the criticism of the game. Then it was like, how much money did they spend all this money on this? I mean, they were hoping for some gameplay. Instead, it felt like you were just watching a movie. That was sort of the big criticism about the game.
Yeah.
Listen, now there was some gameplay in the game, Brian, but what it was, a lot of people was like criticizing the quick time events that was in the game to make it, like to actually make it feel more like a movie. But there were like some gameplay in it.
Well, in either case, I mean, the backlash grew, and it sort of brought up the issue of how long should a video game be and all that stuff.
Games,
Yeah.
at least, I think a game, depending on its type, should have at least 40 hours of gameplay in it.
Well, it depends
Yeah,
on what
I
kind
agree
of
with
game. Well, I do,
Dragon's
but I also think it depends on what kind of game it is. Like, for example, if I'm playing Metal Slug, I don't know if I want that one to be 40 hours long.
No.
No.
It kind of depends. If you're playing something like that in like fighting games like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, then yeah, fair enough. You know what I mean? It's only a short pickup game. But when you got like games like Order 66, like with Mass Effect, you know what I mean? The game's at least 40 hours long.
The Phantom Pain.
Oh, no, I don't know, because I've heard of that. It's a very short game as well.
And of course, the famous microtransactions in that game.
Yeah, that's why I haven't brought it. That's actually another thing I want to bring up. Guy who made that game. They said he left, didn't he? They said he left the company.
Well, Konami's saying no, he didn't leave. He's just on vacation. But there's pictures saying, yeah, that was his final day.
Damage control.
Yeah.
All right there, Brian.
Oh yeah, it is. It's damage control.
He said he's quit the company, right? He said he left the company, he's quit the company, he's left. That's the last game he's doing, he's gone, right? Next minute, this fucking company's saying he's on holiday, and I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, he just said he's quit, and now you're saying he's on holiday. And I'm thinking, well, damage control much?
Oh yeah. I mean, Konami's. I don't know what the CEOs at Konami are thinking. I mean, right now, I just think that they really want to leave the video game industry. I think that's what they really want to do.
Well, to be quite honest, after that freaking stunt they pulled with that demo.
Oh yeah, the Silent Hill one.
Well, not just that, it's the...
To be honest, I played PT. I played that game, downloaded it, played it last night, I believe, and that game scared the living daylights out of me. But I was steaming mad when they canceled that game.
I mean, it's only it's only a short demo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and you know what the most interesting is? There are people that are willing to put their PS4s that have that demo on eBay and sell it for an outrageous price. So you can actually buy a PS4 with that PT demo on it if you wanted to.
I mean, the graphics on it were amazing. I mean, walking through that corridor, that scared the freaking crap out of me. And that was only within the first few seconds of playing it, you know what I mean? And obviously, that's a part in the game that's further on in the game, probably. But it's just like the first time you come around that corner, it's like you go to peek in the door, and all of a sudden, his face come out the door, screams at you, and then shuts the door really fast. And then, like, you're thinking, what the hell is in that room? Right, and then you carry on going through. Then you go carry on.
Too, though.
Right?
That's what I want to see. I want to see a sequel for Until Dawn come out.
I think they're probably going to do one. I really think the sales-wise, I think they will do an Until Dawn. I don't know when they'll announce it, but I think it will happen.
I'm wondering whether the original characters will be in it, though.
On the DLC, Dragon Scorpion, they saying that it's gonna support the PSVR.
Well, the PlayStation VR. I'm still not sold on that yet. I'm not totally convinced about buying that yet.
No.
Well, I mean, I'm still doing a lot of research on PlayStation VR, though. I'm still doing more and more research on it.
I'm kind of skeptical about it because they tried it back in the 90s with VR, and it didn't really didn't really take off all that well in the 90s with the arcades.
Well,
But
yeah,
then again, those things were freaking bulky anyway, because they were big, massive like helmets that you stick on your flaming head. You know what I mean? But
yeah, and we were also in the early ages of, like early stages of like 3D games and all.
Yeah.
I think the graphics now have gotten a lot more advanced since back then. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a gimmick that's going to phase out pretty fast unless they can bring out something that can like spectacular, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's going to be the big thing. Can Sony bring out something that could really wow people to spend this much money on a VR system, this PlayStation VR?
I mean, if they bring out horror games, yeah, that VR would be absolutely spot on for a horror game, especially like something like Silent Hill.
They are supposed to. Now, Capcom, they supposed to be working on a Resident Evil game for the PlayStation VR.
I reckon it'd be cool to have, because you think about it, right? You're immersed into that world. You're not sat on a couch. You're actually in that world. Your brain, your eyes are looking at that world. So your brain is actually thinking that you're in that world. So everything that's happening in that game is going to scare the living crap out of you.
Well, see, man, Dragon Scorpion, I gotta say this, man. Just imagine being in a world filled with zombies and biological weapons and viruses, and you have to fight your way through this world that you are in. You are totally immersed into this world, and then escape it. You can't escape it because you got creatures coming after you, man.
You look at those videos, right? Of those people that got that are testing out these VRs. You could tell that that's not fake. You know what I mean? Their reaction is not fake. That is literally scaring the crap out of them. You know what I mean? Going through doing them horror games. You know what I mean? So
I can see an Alien game with PlayStation VR.
that would be awesome.
Well, right now the only VR games I've seen are I think like a Bank Heist one and the one Namco's doing, which is that summer lesson one. That one where you're in a room with a schoolgirl.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's all I've seen so far.
Oh, if you had the news, this is going to actually please all the Friday the 13th fans. It's official as well. They're actually making the Jason Voorhees game. Apparently,
The Friday the 13th game?
Yeah, they're actually making it.
Video game, they're making that.
It's coming out next year, apparently, they said.
So what's going to happen? Is Jason going to just stab everybody or something like that?
No, apparently you're actually playing as Jason Voorhees.
So you're actually going to go kill people. That's basically it?
Yeah. They call it summer. I think they call it summer camp or something. They're calling it.
Maybe he'll wear a purple jumpsuit and he'll throw rocks at arch over people.
I don't know, but I'll tell you what. If they can make that game like Until Dawn, my God, that game would be amazing.
I think, well, if they actually made that game like Until Dawn, Dragon Scorpion, that game will be amazing, and it will be, a hit.
Oh,
it will be definitely a hit.
I could
see it working like that. I could definitely see it working like an Until Dawn kind of approach.
I think they should do it that way, because if they do it that way, that game would be amazing, because you've got a character like Jason Voorhees. He's not just an iconic character. He's one of the biggest iconic slasher killers out. You know what I mean? He's one of the horrors. You know what I mean? He's one of the king of the horror slashers. So I can see every single Friday the 13th fan jumping up and down with joy with that game.
It's true, but I also have the feeling they can also screw this up really badly.
Yeah, if they don't do it right.
Yeah. If they do it right, it won't be a total screw up. But if they do it wrong, oh my God.
Yeah, it can't be a game where you just go around hack and slash. It can't be. You've got to have a story in there, because otherwise it won't work. If you're just going around hacking and slashing, that ain't gonna work. It's got to have It's got to have the atmosphere in there. It's got to have the creepiness in there. It's got to have the dark concept in there. And then the right characters, you know what I mean, the right like story concept, and that game will be amazing.
It also has to have the ending that's. It also has to have the game over screen that says you and your friends are dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing them all, unless well, the other thing as well is it'd be good if you could play multiple characters, not just as Jason.
Well, what would the other characters do exactly?
Try and survive.
Yeah. Try to survive.
I mean, if you're playing a character and you got a character like Jason Voorhees, you know what I mean. The last thing you're gonna do is you're gonna run around trying to friggin' hide, aren't you? You know what I mean?
I mean, they could try to turn it into like an asymmetric.
Like the Until Dawn, they should take that approach and actually try to combine it with the movies and let the counselors, like try to fight Jason, in the game, and then you got Jason Voorhees just killing people left and right.
They could try to turn it into like an asymmetric multiplayer where one person plays as Jason and the other people play as the camp counselors.
Oh yeah. I can definitely see it like that.
That would work. That would definitely work for that.
Yeah.
I mean, yes. The trouble is, if they don't really want to screw that up, because that would piss a lot of fans off if they do that. Because we haven't had a Jason Voorhees game in the last 30, 40 years.
Right. The last one was the NES version. The one that the nerd went after.
Yeah.
The famous.
Yeah.
The famous Rock goes Archie Rock. And Jason wearing a purple jumpsuit.
Yeah. Terrible game that was. I'll say this. Going on the subject of TV, have you been watching The Flash just lately?
Yes, I have. I've been watching The Flash, though. I've also read that Mark Hamill will return for another episode in season 2 as the Trickster as well.
Yeah, I did read that. Yeah. Did you watch the latest episode? Episode 2, I think it is.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I looked at it.
Did you notice the ending?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out. Hang on, I was trying to figure out why is he turning blue, and I thought, hang on a minute, there's something that I've seen that somewhere before. So I looked that up, and apparently that's Deathstorm.
Well, it looks like in the TV show, with the other character that was part of him that died, I guess there was sort of like a balance, and without that other character, this other side sort of took over or something.
Apparently, I read up. Deathstorm is the first of the Black Lantern.
Yeah, he is the first Black Lantern.
Yeah, apparently he's the first of the Black Lanterns, but it says something about Robbie, the one that was his alter ego, the one that was Firestorm, is trapped inside there.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether, because I've read an article that Firestorm is coming back, because
Storm, who's Killer Frost.
No, Robbie.
Oh yeah, Killer Frost is. Yeah, I read it somewhere about Killer Frost being in a future episode.
Yeah, I think she can't finish. I don't know whether it'll be Earth 2, but I know she will. Caitlin Snow will become Killer Frost at some point.
Yeah.
Because from the first season, when I saw her name, I knew that's going to be Killer Frost at a certain point. You know what I mean? From season 1. I don't know how they're going to do it, because she's a microbiologist, so something's going to happen in that lab that transforms her, unless Killer Frost has come from Earth 2.
Yeah, that certainly is going to be a possibility there.
But I'm kind of wondering, because with Deathstorm, because when they went into that singularity, in the first episode, well, the last episode of season 1 and the beginning of season 2, they got separated, didn't they? Robbie and Martin got separated, so I think they might have brought something back. He might have brought something back through from another dimension.
Yep.
Which I've got a feeling at some point the Green Lanterns are going to turn up in the series.
Oh, it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting and that would be interesting if that happens, and let alone if the Green Lantern gets his own TV show.
Yeah.
So, did any of you see the new Jesse Jones trailers?
I've seen the teaser trailer, but I don't know. I haven't. It's not really anything to get me like hooked on it.
Well, I'm planning on seeing it. I think they will start on November 20th. So, I'm giving this one a shot, just like I did with Daredevil.
Yeah.
In fact, rumor has it, and this is a rumor right now, but supposedly Marvel's having a hard time with the Iron Fist TV show, and that they may drop that, and the Punisher may get his own TV show on Netflix.
I think they should. I think they do should, because I'm not being funny towards that character, but I don't. It's not really a big major character as Iron Fist. Punisher is a bit more of a. Well, no, Iron Fist is more. Iron Fist is not much of a character, is he? He's not really a well-known character, is he? I know a lot of people know him, but the Punisher has more presence.
Well, the whole idea with the Iron Fist show was that it builds up to the Defenders TV show that they were planning to do.
I think they should scrap it and then make a Punisher series.
Well,
I think they should.
If they do that, I hope it does well enough that perhaps maybe they could do something with Ghost Rider.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see.
I would love to see Ghost Rider 2099 turned into a TV show.
I mean, they shot the film, for Christ's sake, but...
Well, given the success that Daredevil has, I mean, if the Punisher takes off very well, then it's possible Ghost Rider could happen.
Well, they won't be able to follow it from the film, unless, if they do follow it from the film, then Ghost Rider won't be like the red flame, it'd be a blue flame.
Well,
yeah.
With the Ghost Rider, remember, Marvel got back the Punisher and the Ghost rights to Punisher and Ghost Rider, so they can now find a way to tie it into their whole cinematic universe. So,
I think the first Ghost Rider film with Nicolas Cage, that was, I know he's in both of them, but I found the first film was spot on for Ghost Rider. You know what I mean? I thought that film was brilliant, but then when they brought out the second one, I thought, what the fuck have you done to this franchise?
Well, that's why Marvel got it back.
I mean, come on, that was just, that wasn't Ghost Rider at all. That was terrible.
Well, we'll see what Marvel does with the property now that they have it back, along with Punisher. Hopefully, Punisher will take off after season 2 of Daredevil.
Well, I'm not being funny. They need to take over. They need to get the rights back for bloody Fantastic Four as well.
I've heard a rumor about that one as well. Supposedly, some sort of deal is going on, and that there might be plans to put Fantastic Four as part of, the Phase 4 of the MCU or something.
That might be a rumor, I think.
Well, because right now...
Right there.
Yeah, because right now, the last Fantastic Four movie, I'm pretty sure we all know about the whole story with that one.
I don't even get me started on that bloody film. That was fucking terrible. I mean, yeah, the casting was brilliant, right? The casting was brilliant, but the one thing they screwed up was the bloody story, right? And the look of Doom. What the hell were they doing with Doom? Seriously, that was not Doom at all. That looked like a freaking... like someone's had plastic surgery. Too many plastic surgeries.
Well, the issue
That
also
didn't
is with
even that did not look like Doom whatsoever.
No, it didn't. It looked like someone had too many plastic surgeries, right? And someone had like melted plastic over the face.
well, the issue also is with the director as well. I mean, he's getting a lot of the blame for it as well too.
Well, apparently, because apparently the first director left, and they got in another writer, didn't they, or something? I heard for the film.
Well, the director was the person who did the Chronicle movie,
Yeah.
and from what I understand, he had issues with the studios. He had issues with a house that they were renting out when they were filming the movie and all that stuff. And now they're pointing the finger at each other's.
You can't blame him though for leaving when he left, because it's down to the writer that took over his fault. It's at fault there because he screwed up. Simple as, you know what I mean? He wasn't the person that left. Fox screwed that film over, and they can't admit to like being a failure.
Well, that's why I'm worried about the upcoming Deadpool movie. I mean, I want that one to succeed though.
Well, they're giving it an R rating, so that's a plus sign.
Yeah, that is a plus, but again, I hope it turns out well because I like what I saw in the trailers, but my fingers are crossed on that one.
Colossus is in there as well, isn't he?
Yep, Colossus is.
See that because he punched him on the bridge, just knocked him on the floor. I think Ryan Reynolds is perfect for Deadpool.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I said that at the beginning because with Green Lantern, he didn't suit Green Lantern at all. He's too much of a comedic actor, and I'm not being funny, but Hal Jordan is not suited to a comical role. He's more of a straightforward type talker. You know what I mean? Someone that can like.
Now Jordan, he would be much better as one of the Black Lanterns, though.
No. Hal Jordan was never a black. Well, I think he actually was at one point.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, even the Justice League cartoon back in I think early 2000, Hal Jordan was black though.
Yeah, I think as he died, didn't he? He become a Black Lantern at one point, didn't he? But then, what's his name? I don't know. Was it Spectre? Oh, I forgot his bloody name. No, they're like the guy that wears like a green hood, like a green cloak.
Arrow?
No, not Arrow. I'm trying to think of his bloody name. I'm sure it was Spectre. Decent character. He basically he gives out judgment. He took over Hal Jordan's soul at one point. I'm trying to think. I think his name's Spectre. He gives out judgment through hubris, sympathy, and all that lot, or something like that. And he judges people.
Celestro?
Hey?
You talking about Celestro?
No, it's a DC character. He's not a villain, but he's kind of a spirit type character.
I think I've seen it before.
It's like a judge. He's like a judge, jury, and executioner. You know what I mean?
I think his name was Spectre or something. He was in part of a DC short film that they did.
Yeah, he kind of judges people on their hubris, like sympathy or empathy. I'm trying to think. I think his name was Spectre because he was like a skeleton type guy wearing like a green cloak with a green hood.
Yeah, I think I saw him before once somewhere. I think like in an old like DC, like I said, like a DC show.
Yeah. That's got to be Spectre.
Yeah, because I remember reading up somewhere he took over Hal Jordan's spirit for a while. For a while or something like that. Which I think was him that brought him back to life from the Black Lanterns, I think it was. Then it was, I think the one that took over for him was John Stewart, wasn't it? I think it was. The next Green Lantern. After Hal Jordan, I think it was. John Stewart, I think. But yeah, I think I think a lot of these like superhero films should be coming together, but yeah, definitely need it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of these now, that's just like there's only so far you can take the Avengers film. You know what I mean?
Well, remember, the third Avengers movie that's going to come out, the Infinite Wars, will conclude, I mean, that Avenger arc as well. So I think when Phase 4 happened, I think we'll get new Avengers in or something.
We got several. We got was it Avengers 3 in it? Infinity War.
Right.
Wars. Civil
Yeah.
Wars.
Then the Civil Wars will be the next one after that.
Right. Civil War. Yeah, Civil War will be coming out next year, though. Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to get was it with Civil War? They're trying to get Spider-Man introduced into that film as well, aren't they?
Well, there is going to be a standalone Spider-Man movie, though. And remember, Marvel worked out a deal with Sony to get Spider-Man in there.
Yeah. I think it's a big mistake getting rid of Andrew Garfield.
Well, I don't think it was bad, but I just think the Amazing Spider-Man movies weren't nearly as good as they should have been. Although the second one improved upon a lot of areas the first one didn't do right.
Well,
I think the Amazing Spider-Man 2 now with Electro played by Jamie Foxx. I think Jamie Foxx played Electro pretty well, but he could have did much better. They could have did much better with the suit.
I think it could have been darker. Yeah, I think it could have been a lot darker.
Well,
Yeah,
either way,
yeah.
those movies unfortunately did not perform as well as Sony had hoped for, and so obviously they're asking for Marvel's help, and Marvel has found a way to get Spider-Man into Captain America: Civil War and doing a standalone movie.
I mean, Andrew Garfield. I'm not being funny about it, but I'm not being funny more towards Tobey Maguire because he done an okay job. But it was too much of a whiny little bitch. I mean, that's what I didn't like. It's why I didn't like the original like Spider-Man movies when they came out. You know what I mean? But as soon as they brought in Andrew Garfield for that Amazing Spider-Man, I thought, yeah, right there we've got the perfect Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's just that the story just probably didn't click with a lot of people.
No, I think they tried.
Well, I mean, I think the story of the movie probably didn't really please a lot of people either because they was probably hoping for something much more in-depth and much more retro with Spider-Man, but they just didn't get that.
I think most people were expecting they were going to do it like the original one with Tobey Maguire. And
Yeah.
like in a comic book style type of movie. But with the Amazing Spider-Man, they went for the real world concept, like DC does it.
Well, they could like the Ultimate Spider-Man Web Warriors into a movie.
Trouble is, you can't really have the Ultimate Spider-Man unless you go through the death of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The death of Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was Miles Morales
Mm-hmm.
that became the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, in the Ultimate series, I presume.
Yeah. It wasn't Peter Parker, was it?
Nope.
No. See, originally in the thing, I know. Well, to be quite honest, Marvel with that second film with the Amazing Spider-Man 2, I was actually shocked that they put that death scene in there.
Of Gwen?
Fuck me, yeah, that just like tears down my eyes. You know what I mean? They're just like that. That could. I wasn't even.
Now,
I wasn't expecting it.
upset when Gwen and Stacy had died, but the strange part is, in the comic book, why did they turn Gwen Stacy into Spider-Woman, though? I could never understand that one.
Is she?
I thought Gwen was the cat.
Yeah, I had a feeling about that. I don't think so. Because she died,
Well,
didn't she? She originally died. She does die in the comic book, but she comes back, doesn't she, with someone else?
mm-hmm.
But I knew she was going to die. I knew she dies in the comic book because obviously it was at the hands of Green Goblin and Electro. But to put it in a film like that, that blew like just like knocked me back for six. You know what I mean? I thought
And
well, you see him like dive off that cog to go and get her. I thought he had her. As soon as when you hear that snap and then that whack on the floor, and I thought, fuck, you should have heard the entire cinema go silent. It was one of the most shocking.
and actually saw when Gwen Stacy died, I was like, no, 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 no. Oh my God. Oh God. Please tell me she ain't dead. Please, 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 please tell me she ain't dead.
Oh,
And when she died, I started to cry, dog. I really did. I started to cry.
that put tear in my eye. You know what I mean? I will admit to that. That put a tear in my eye because that out of nowhere shot the hell out of me. It wasn't just a snap. It's the way she hit the floor and then bounced back up, and then just
Yep.
what it's suspended there in an animation with her body just folded over. I thought,
And then you had Harry Osborn who was fighting Spider-Man as the Green Goblin, or yeah, well, Hobgoblin really, or Green
I'll
Goblin.
tell you what, that was the best look. That was a better look than the original one. The one that
Well, yeah.
played. No, the one that William Dafoe played. I think the one that played in the Green Goblin that was in The Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield was a better look.
Yeah. So did you
Yeah.
guys hear about this one? That they're doing a sequel. They actually announced a sequel to Ant-Man called Ant-Man and the Wasp.
What?
Yes.
I'm sorry, but that film was ridiculously stupid.
God.
Yep. They announced it. It's going to be part of Phase 3. So in a total, they have like about 10 movies as part of Marvel Phase 3. So.
What? Oh
Yep.
my God.
Yep, I read about this, and apparently they are moving forward with a sequel.
I can't believe anyone actually friggin' likes that film.
I actually thought it was an interesting movie. I liked it.
I was sat there shaking my head for the entire thing. I thought, how much fucking cheesy do you want to be in that film? I mean, come on, the Thomas the Tank Engine scene.
Please do not pull my leg. Please, please. Are you telling me the truth?
I read this up. You can look it up. You can look it up on Wikipedia. They are going to do a sequel, and right now it's being called Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'm not being fun, but I really don't know. Oh, it's just that film was completely and utterly cheesy. I mean, that scene alone.
I ain't Ant-Man, but I heard that the movie was kind of cheesy though.
Oh, it was. Trust me, it was cheesy as hell. I mean, that scene with Thomas the Tank Engine. Seriously.
Hey.
Just that, just like I think, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm out. You know what I mean? The visual effects of the film were spot on. I mean, the special effects were great. You know what I mean? That film was great, that end, and the story wasn't too bad. But when they started putting that over cheesy shit in there, that just like no, that was the worst Marvel film I've ever seen for me.
Oh,
Well, because of that, they've pushed back some movies as well. I mean, one of the movies that's sort of been pushed back is the Inhumans movie.
See, that they could do because it's kind of that would be introduced from obviously from Marvel.
that right there would be. Now I was looking at Marvel's Agents of Shield last week, And I noticed like some of the Inhumans was in that show.
Yeah, they are.
Right, and I think the whole idea is that that sets the stage for the Inhuman movies that will eventually come out, even though we're sort of like years away from an Inhuman movie.
Thing is, are they actually going to get the same actress that plays Daisy in it?
That is going to be the $1,000,000 question right there.
Because if they're going to keep it, continuing
I
with
just
the
hope they
series,
can't get her, man, because now Daisy in Marvel's Agents of Shield is awesome. That woman is awesome. I hope they can get her to play Daisy in the movie.
I think they should, because if they're going to link the series with the movies, then they got to do it that way.
Well, remember, they linked the series with the movies with the episode Turn, Turn, Turn that showed the fallout from Winter Soldier, so obviously they're going to have to do it, though.
Yeah. They need.
Yeah.
She's apparently, from what I read, she's their main leader, isn't she? The Inhumans.
Mm-hmm.
Well, right now, but of course there's also, I think, Black Baron and all that, so it's going to be interesting how they're going to put the Inhumans in and what part they'll play, especially with the Infinite Wars, though.
The only thing I want to know is who the hell is that spiky-looking character?
I think he is an Inhuman. I just don't know which Inhuman he is.
Because he looks like bloody Banker from Street Fighter.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he just
like Blanca from Street Fighter a little bit.
So when I first saw him come onto the series, I thought, who the fucking hell is that? He's just like plowing through them all like they're freaking nothing. I think, damn. I'm wondering. I'm kind of wondering whether he's working for someone though.
Well, one of my issues I had with the Inhumans being introduced in season 2 was I felt like it was of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I felt like it was a little too early. I mean, I know that they were going to do an Inhumans at some point, but I just felt it was like way too early since the movie's not going to be out for a while, possibly.
Well, it's not out until 2018.
Right, and so I'm just a little curious why they did it this early.
It is a little bit too early in the season, but
I think the reason why they did it early is to actually see how it would actually really work out with the Inhumans.
Trouble is, because we're only in 2015 and that film's not out until 2018. There's still another like 3 years to go yet.
It'd be leading, they could be leading it up to the movie.
Whether they're doing that early because they feel as if the series is not going to go above season 3, maybe.
Well, that will be interesting because it'll also be interesting to see how they play out in like I said, the Infinite Wars. How will the Inhumans play out on that, if they're going to play any part whatsoever?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of series do things early because they don't. I feel like they feel as if the series is run its course, and it's not going to go beyond the next season. You know what I mean?
Well, that may be true. That may be true, but right now it looks like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. seems to be doing pretty well at the moment. So it is possible they could continue it. I mean, I do remember hearing, and I can't confirm this, but I do remember hearing that they may mention S.H.I.E.L.D. in the movie Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah, I haven't actually heard that.
Well, I remember somewhere someone posted a video claiming that Robert Downey Jr. character mentions Phil Coulson as the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. So if that's true, it will be interesting to see if the Avengers, if they find out that Coulson's alive and all.
Well, see, something tells me that Coulson is alive. I don't think he's dead, though.
Right, so the question is, will the Avengers know about that? That's the thing.
Well, I'm pretty sure they will.
Right, the question is when. That's the thing.
I don't think Coulson's alive. There's a reason for that. It's because I think he's a clone.
Right. He was created by that Project Tahiti, so
Yeah.
that's the thing. I wonder what's going to be their reaction when they say, Coulson, you're alive? We thought you died.
Because there's no way in hell, right, someone could survive with having a spear through their chest.
Right. So that's right. I'm just saying it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out, though.
Yeah. Or Hydra could probably have something to Hydra might probably had a hand in that.
Well, there's supposed to be a rumor coming around that apparently the Red Skull was apparently meant to make a return at some point.
Yeah, you know why? Because I didn't think he really died in the first Avengers movie. It looked more like he was transported to another part of time and space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely transported to another time and space because he went through that portal, didn't he?
Right. The big question is the actor who played the first Red Skull played Red Skull in the first in Captain America: The First Avenger? Is he going to return? That's the thing.
See, there was a lot of speculation whether with the Winter Soldier, the one that played the guy that was playing in the head honcho in the bloody with Shield. I'm trying to think his bloody name.
The head of Shield. You mean the guy who was the head of Shield that turned out to be a Hydra agent?
Yeah.
Or didn't he die in the movie?
Yeah, I believe so.
Are you talking about another character? I think by the name of Crossbone or something.
Well, no, Crossbone's in Crossbone's in the new one, isn't he?
Right, Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's coming in with that one. Trying to think of his name. Hold on, man. I'm just going to find his name.
Well, I mean, we already seen some pictures of what the Civil War is going to be and what characters might be in it. I know Black Panther's going to be in it before he gets his own movie.
Alexander Pierce.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's the guy.
One that played by Robert Redford.
Right, he was the head of Hydra before he was killed.
Yeah, there was a lot of speculation whether he was the Red Skull in disguise when that first came out.
Wasn't Hydra? All right, didn't Hydra infiltrate Shield for a lot of years in Captain America: The Winter Soldier?
Yes. Basically, they remained hidden within Shield for quite some time, and during Winter Soldier, they revealed themselves. So somehow, I think it was that professor who worked with the Red Skull who managed to keep Hydra alive, though.
Oh, you mean in Avengers 2?
Yeah.
Right. In the first Avenger, the professor, the one who created all the stuff for Hydra, he basically, he was picked up by the U.S. government, and secretly was able to rebuild Hydra in a different form.
Yeah, undercover type of thing.
Right, and they were able to remain dormant until the events of Winter Soldier.
Yeah. He was put his conscious mind into a computer, didn't he?
Right. And he also made an appearance in the end of season 1 of Agent Carter as well.
Did he? I can't remember that.
I'm trying to remember that because I look at Agent Carter all the time.
Yeah, that's because Haley Atwell.
That one right there is kind of surprising, though.
But the Agent Carter show?
Yeah. Apparently, he's apparently got season 2 coming up.
Right, and supposedly they're going to go to Los Angeles for season 2.
So I've watched it. I didn't think it would actually get off quite well because it's kind of set after the time when Captain America went down into the ice, became an ice popsicle, didn't he?
Right, right.
So it's set between that time to present day with Agent Carter.
Yeah, the one thing I want to know about Agent Carter is how she's going to, if there's any clues to how Hydra stayed dormant all those years. That's one of the big things I want to look for in the Agent Carter TV shows.
Well, there was a lot of there was a company that they were investigating, weren't they, in season 1?
Mm-hmm.
They called it the Leviathan.
Right, who turned out to be like that Russian psychiatrist who used that ring to control people's minds.
Yeah, which means there's something else going on.
Right, which means he meets the, the professor who worked with the Red Skull, and so basically, obviously, those two team up, and they figure out. I'm assuming they're going to figure out a way to use that to order rebuild Hydra.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his son, Red Skull's, say his Red Skull's son, I don't know if it's his son, taken over.
Okay. All right. Now my question is, now when I did see, the Winter Soldier, Cap America 2. Now there was a bonus credit scene at the very end of the movie where you saw like some of Hydra's henchmen, and then you saw like this metallic sword thing that had a lot of power to it.
I think that was the scepter from the first Avenger movie.
Well, the sphere, whatever, the spear thing.
Right, that was the spear that was used from the first Avenger movie, in which that was also used in the Age of Ultron that created not only Ultron but also the Vision as well.
That had the soul, was it the soul the soul shard in it, wasn't it, or something? Or was it the space shard?
Right, one of the stones that will be used for the Infinite Gauntlet.
Yeah. There's been 4, I believe there's 4.
What about in Thor 2: The Dark World, where you had 2 Asgardians in a bonus credit scene. One of them had all right, one of them did have like the Tesseract.
Right, and they gave that to the Collector, which supposedly is in alliance with Thanos. So they obviously have one of the stones, possibly.
Well, the Tesseract is a stone itself.
Yeah.
Right, and if that's the case, then at some point, Thanos is going to have to come to Earth to pick up the other stone, which is on the Vision right now.
Yeah, Vision's got the yellow stone in it.
So is the Collector in league with Thanos?
Supposedly, that I've read about that. Supposedly he is. I mean, there's a sign where at the end he says 1 down, 4 more to go. So it sounds like he is, although I'm not 100% sure of that. Although I cannot 100% be sure of that, but it's obviously clear in Guardian of the Galaxy he is looking for those stones.
Yeah, which they don't want Thanos to get.
Right, and supposedly, so we know that one of the stones is with the Collector. The other stone was taken away from the main villain in Guardian of the Galaxy, and we know the other one is basically on the Vision. So that leaves the other stones that we don't know where they are as well.
Wait a minute, hold up. Aren't the 2 stones on Asgard?
I thought it was just one.
No, you're on about the frost giant thing. You know, the weapon that the frost giants use to turn friggin' people into ice.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a stone or not.
The other glove was there, yeah.
Yeah, but supposedly at the end of Age of Ultron, Thanos somehow managed to get his hands on the glove.
Yeah, but where was that? That was on. I think that was on the planet. Oh, freaking the planet where.
Asgard?
No, not Asgard. Oh, fucking trying to think of it. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. So
Right,
how did that
You
his
know,
hands on that?
the planet when the Guardians of the Galaxy was on. That's where the other glove was. That's where at the end of the Age of Ultron you see Ultron get the glove. That's what I think that is. Because the other one is in Asgard. The main one, should I say.
So
So
yes,
all of these, all right. So all of these stones that Thanos is trying to collect. So is he gonna bring about some type of apocalypse?
Yeah.
yes, yeah, he is. But
Thanos.
obvious,
Well,
but obviously,
Thanos, yeah, go on.
obviously, he has to come to Earth to get the other stone on the Vision.
Yeah. If he gets all 6 of those stones and puts them in that gauntlet, he can basically destroy every single one of those heroes in one fell swoop.
So yeah, that's going to be interesting. So it's going to be interesting how the Infinite War is going to play out. So obviously, to me, it almost sounds like some of those Avengers are going to die.
Well,
Also,
well,
okay. So
Captain America is going to die, isn't it?
it's like trying to chronicleize like certain parts of the Infinite Wars within the movies, right?
Right, the Infinite War is being split. Yeah, I think it's also being split into 2 parts, Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah, the Infinite Wars is. Same with
Oh,
it's the same with the Civil War one as well.
Really? Because I thought Civil War was just one movie.
No, they're doing Captain. Obviously, they're doing the Captain America 3 Civil War, but they are doing a Marvel cinematic battle with obviously when they're they're going to do a Civil War film, the Avengers. I think it's called Avengers Civil War. Infinite War. There's supposed to be 2 where Captain America and Iron Man do battle against each other.
I think that's the Civil War movie.
Yeah.
it was an uneasy alliance.
Well, you could see that anyway in the Avengers: Age of Ultron, because Tony Stark's he's got different ideals to what the future is, but so has Captain America, and they don't see eye to eye.
Right, but then you also got to put in the Superhero Registration Act as well.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
You can see conflict coming between them 2.
Where Spider-Man fits into it because you got Captain America who is friends with Spider-Man, but then you also got Tony Stark who was also friends with Spider-Man.
Mm.
But we also know Black Panther is going to be in the movie. We also know Black Widow and Hawkeye will be in the movie.
Yeah, I think Black Panther's got his own movie coming soon, isn't it?
Right. And if you remember from Age of Ultron, Ultron was looking for that certain material that's only found in that country that Black Panther is from.
Yeah. So that will be the next gemstone. The other one will be with Doctor Strange.
Right. Yes, the Doctor Strange movie. So somehow, yeah.
Those 2 will be the next 2 gem cameos we'll see. The next
Right.
to those films. So yeah, we should see a good thing. But I'm wondering whether thing is, it's not going to be much of a battle if Thanos gets a hold of those gems, because that battle is going to be over in seconds.
Well, we'll see how they'll figure it out somehow.
Mm.
I mean, maybe the Guardian of the Galaxies will have a part in it as well.
Well, according to the comic books, they did a crossover with it, didn't they, with DC? And Thanos actually literally waylaid laid waste to every single DC character, all the Marvel characters apart from Captain America, who was the last one standing. Apparently, in the comic books, he tricked Thanos into doing something, and he basically used his shield to knock the glove off him, the Infinity Gauntlet off him, and he used it to turn back time. And that's how they defeated Thanos in the comic book. So whether they do that in the film, that will be kind of difficult, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how they do it in the film, though.
So I mean, because he in the comic books, he laid complete waste to every single one of them, DC and Marvel, with that gauntlet. You know what I mean? So I want to say between Thanos and Darkseid, who would you say would win that battle?
I'll go with Thanos.
You reckon?
Yeah,
I reckon Darkseid has got more power. I reckon Darkseid's more powerful for some reason.
You mean Darkseid, right?
Darkseid.
Oh, Darkseid.
Yeah, I think he's got more power than Thanos for some reason. There's just something about him. It's just, even though Superman could defeat him easy, but you know what I mean. He puts up a bit of a fight, but
He's well, you know, he has powers too, but there's no telling if his powers are limited though.
who's? Well, Darkseid.
What you think about?
I wouldn't say Darkseid's limited on power. I don't know, because it's kind of a tough. It'd be a tough battle because, like, Thanos with the glove, yeah, that'd be kind of an even match with Darkseid. But without the glove, I don't know if Thanos could beat a Darkseid.
Yeah, true.
But you know. Oh.
Okay, we already done got through all of the topics for today, but in the next episodes we got some more juicy topics.
Actually, one thing was great. Have you watched the latest film at the moment with Vin Diesel?
The Last Witch?
Yeah.
I haven't seen
Last
it yet.
Witch.
I would recommend going watching it. I would definitely recommend going watching it.
I'll have to keep
I would
that in mind, because for today I'm planning to go see the Steve Jobs movie.
Which one's that?
The Steve Jobs one?
Oh, yes, Jobs movie.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
No, the Steve Jobs movie. That's what Brian is going to see today.
Yeah, I know that. I just never heard of the movie.
Oh.
No, it's just with The Last Witch Hunter is actually. I wasn't expecting it to be that good because after the last film they did with witches, was it The Seventh Son? That was just a complete and utter letdown. But with The Last Witch Hunter, I was actually pleasantly surprised they've actually done it bloody good. The witch in it is not actually human-like. They've gone with the concept of a wraith type witch, an elemental type of witch. You know what I mean? That like pure evil. Like you can watching the film, you can.
Which yeah.
When you're watching the film, it's like you can tell straight away that character, you can tell she can basically destroy the world.
I'll have to check it out, though.
You know what I mean? But you can see freaking Michael Caine's getting very old in that film.
Yep.
Okay.
Not a cameo though, but that is a good film.
Podcast. We had real fun. So did you enjoy yourself, Brian?
Yeah, I did. I definitely did. I'm looking forward. I have to see if I have time to do the next podcast, whenever that will be. But I'm looking forward. I had fun. I'm going back to playing my games, particularly Wasteland 2. I'm going to try to give that one a try, even though I'm not good at, technically not good at turn-based strategy games.
Yeah, I'm just going to try and beat this bloody ass of the game and friggin' insanity.
Right. And I'm hoping to try to finish The Evil Within before the end of Halloween. That's my goal. Try to finish that game.
Good luck.
Yep.
I'm just not looking forward to trick-or-treaters knocking on my door.
Yep. Handing
I
out
want
the
to get
candy.
one of those. I'll tell you what. I want to get one of those spring. You know them Halloween those Halloween props you can get, where the thing jumps out of the fruit like on a spring. I want to get one of them at the end of my corridor, right, and literally open a door with pitch black in there, right. Open the door. When a trick-or-treater's there, just press a button, and the bastards fucking scare the little shits off. You know what I mean? Just
Oh yeah, you want to be cruel to them when they knock on your door instead of getting them candy? Give them like toothbrush or toothpaste or dental floss.
I've done that to a friggin', I think a couple of years ago, I'd done that to Jehovah's Witnesses. They kept knocking on my door, so I opened the top window up and threw a bucket of water on. Fucking hate 'em.
Here you go, kids. Here you go,
The
kids.
next week-
Instead of candy, I'm going to give you toothbrushes.
Oh, man.
Hey, Brian, the next
Yeah.
weekly podcast is going to be in December, okay?
I'll see if I have the time. It'll depend on what it is, how I could fit that in, but definitely will be worth it. I'll definitely give it a try to be there.
It'll have to be before Christmas.
All right, guys. So I'll let Dragon Scorpion end this one for us.
Well, you want me to ask that, huh? Oh, damn it. Okay, this is the end of the weekly podcast. We got to go burn some villages, burn some livestock, eat the women, bring about the now. We are official Chaos Council. Good night.
All right, guys.
Good night.